Good morning. I'm here at the Royal Hobart Golf Club. We've just about finished the shaping works on the new Western driving range tee and the short game practice area. It's all been shaped up and we're grassing it this morning, so I thought I'd give you a quick tour of what we've put together. The driving range tee is still going to hit out into the existing fairway. Look, we haven't included the shaping works there apart from clearing out the back line there, so that, you know, some of the big guys that tee up at the very back of the tee through here, I think we've almost got 300 metres now to the shrub, so it should well and truly account for my tee shot. But some of the bigger boys that can crank it out to 300, there's a lot of room up that back end. We decided to keep those two large pines on the left-hand side, as it kind of frames the left-hand side, and in the future, over into that section over there is where we're planning on doing a short course. So those trees will be very, very helpful just to keep the alignment up in through this area through here. So I'll take you through the teeing area. So this back section here is probably a little bit hard to see in the dirt, but we've virtually got 50 metres of width through here that is pretty much going to aim up to the left-hand side of the fairway through here. And I'll walk through here. It's probably it's about 50 metres wide, and I'd say it's probably 16 or 17 metres deep. And then we'll get to the front section, and you'll actually see a little bit of a roughness through here. It's only about 1 or 2 metres wide, so we'll have shortcut tee area to here, shortcut tee area at the front. But we're just going to let this middle bit get a little bit gnarly, just to break it up, so it doesn't look like just a really big football field. And I think that'll look pretty cool. So as we get down to this front section, from this left-hand side all the way down to where those guys are on the machine, they're actually down in a practice bunker down on the end there, and that practice bunker is going to allow you to play longer practice sand shots out onto the fairway. We've got 90 metres of width, so 50 metres of width at the back by, say, about 15 metres, and we've got a little bit more here, maybe 16, 17 metres of width of depth, and 90 metres across, so it's enormous. Looks fantastic. I'm just going to sort of walk down to the very front edge of the tee here, and I'm going to spin back. So there's your tees. Now, where you can see these little darker areas here, we've kind of mounted it up, and so you'll have your fescue grass will come up to here. We'll extend the fescue grass a couple of metres off the edge of it, but down on these darker areas where it's mounted up, we're going to be planting a few native grasses, so that kind of grows up a little bit. It'll sort of frame the edge of the tee, so that the tee's just not going to finish off in the middle of nowhere. And look, it'll probably help to camouflage a bit of Stevie Lewis's shed over there. Walking back into the corner, so this left-hand side of the tee will look kind of wild. And again, what we're trying to represent here on both the practice tee and the short game area is what we're getting here, get onto the future golf course. So we're going to continue that style through here. So even at the back of the tee, you know, we've still got a few wild areas here where we're going to plant it out, and it'll just help to frame the tee. Now, so I'm standing back here looking at everything. There's the car park in behind me. So we've been working out where the traffic's going to be out of the shed for carts. So we're going to have wild stuff here, wild stuff there. We're going to leave a little bit of a space here where we can walk onto the tee. We've got more native planting at the back here. So look, what I'm really trying to do is really elevate the style. I mean, it's going to be a very, very classy practice area here, and I think we need to change our method a little bit. I really don't want to see any carts past this point, so we're probably going to look at formalising some sort of a path that comes out of the shed, wraps around the corner, wraps around those tees, and hooks in front of the other shed over there. So we'll work out some arrangement where the carts stay back here, but I think the days of parking your golf cart onto the tee are gone, because we're trying to elevate the whole style and operations of the club here, and I think it'll really be for the betterment of the golf course in the future. Right, I'm now going to pan around the back of the tee. Once again, I think once these native grasses and the fescue starts to jump up, this place will look really good. So all of these lighter coloured areas here will all be planted out with the fescue, and same with our, so we've put in a perimeter line of the green there. I'm probably going to try to keep it fairly brief here so I don't spill too much into the video. But there's the green. We've got the perimeter line in, so you can sort of see, you can see where the outline of the new chipping target green is, and that's, I think it's a little more than 550 square metres. Very hard to see the contours in that light coloured sand, but we're going to have all fescue here, so this is all going to be connected up at the back edge of the tee. So while we've got a couple of little walk-ons down in another area, this is a very wide area, and I'd imagine a lot of the traffic will walk through here onto the right side of the rear tee, and then you'll be able to find your space on the tee as to where you want to hit balls. So once again, this will just be tidied up for traffic only. Bring your golf bag on here, but keep your golf carts over there. And there's the view looking straight up the back. Now, because we've got a little L shape in the tee, this rear edge comes in through here and then it darts across the front and heads down towards the bunker. We're going to have some more wild stuff in here, which will, one, because players teeing off in this area here may hit one of those nasty hosel rockets, and there'll be a little bit of organisation here that, you know, when this full length of the tee is opened up, you probably don't want to have golfers in through here. You'll probably still be fine to use them right up the far right edge, but this will find its way over time as to what, you know, what parts of the tee are open at various times from a safety point of view. But we're going to have some more of our wild native grasses in through there, which will again separate the chipping area. But the chipping area has been sort of designed in a way where I've got a long skinny central green, but it basically allows 360 degrees around the outside, and everyone chips in towards the green. That's the best arrangement from a safety point of view. And I won't walk around the whole green, but you know, we've got some little subtle humps and bumps here which will show up a lot better when it's been hydroseeded and when the grass starts to take shape. It's very hard to see in the sand here, but you know, we've got some heights here where we've got to chip up about 1.5 meters, and there's some more subtle stuff on the side. So hopefully you can play the various trajectory sort of chipping heights. You can hit your lofted shots, you can play some bump and runs, and even as I go down to this other end and spin back, as I walk around and spin back, I mean, you know, you can get your shag bag and unload the balls, and you can maybe play some bump and runs that runs all the way to the other end of the green. So you know, given the space we had to work with, it was a pretty generous space, but it was an awkward space to work in. And then and then it virtually tapers off fairly subtly, and it blends into that flat area in front of the clubhouse. So when we eventually redo the 9th greens and the 18th green and all the new putting area over there, this will all blend in a lot better. So a lot of options there for chipping. Enormous area. Here's the guys over here who are creating the bunker. Look, the bunker could probably fit in 4, maybe 5 players at the one time, so the pros might be able to do a clinic. And the bunker's been done in a way where you can you know, move the golf balls up the front of the bunker, practice your 8 and 9 eyes shots, and then where that guy's down there, I think that's Tom on his knees, you can bring the ball back further in the bunker and you can practice some sort of 3 and 4 irons out of there. So again, we're trying to give you every option. I'm standing on the far right hand side of the practice tee, and we'll probably have, you know, when we start putting target greens and stuff later on, we might end up having a separate left section and a right section, and you know, we'll create some pretty interesting shapes over there. But there's a few issues about water use because it's a fairly large area to water, and we're just going through the motions there to see what we'll do in the future. So again, the crew have done a fantastic job. Great support from Stevie Lewis and his team. This is going to be grass today, and in conjunction with the 7th hole, I think this will wrap up our stage 1 works, and we'll look to move forward from here.